Welcome everyone to the Nerd Nook. I'm your host Evan Tingle. With me, like always, is Noah Bailey. So, Venom finally came out. Do you know what the Rotten Tomatoes score on this movie is right now?
I think I heard it was like 33, something like that. Is that about
It's
right?
a little high, actually.
A little high.
Yeah,
Oh my. Oh
yeah.
my. Like, are we thinking like 20s or like
No, it right
worse?
now it's sitting at a 30%.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, I was in the neighborhood. Okay. Yeah. I've heard it was, I heard, okay. I heard that the Rotten Tomatoes was really bad, but I heard like the actual like fans were like had it like an 85 or something like that.
I
So
last I
very,
very contentious. Yeah, like
you know.
my problem with audience score is that especially for a movie like this where all the critics are bashing it, fans who do like it are more likely to actually go and review it,
Mhm.
and fans who don't like it just aren't gonna do anything. So like, there's not really gonna
Right,
be any way to balance it out.
right. Because the people that don't like are like, oh, well, Rotten Tomatoes is speaking for me, and the people that do like are like, no, I have to fight back. I have to tell them this is great, and it's
Yeah,
like, is it though? I mean,
I
I don't
don't.
know. I think my friends are gonna like. They're like, we should go. Like, there's no movies out at the moment. Like, that's
Mm,
pretty much it. So my friend, we always go see a movie whenever I'm in town. So I think, unfortunately, that might be the move,
oh,
which I'm a little worried about. But it's like, oh, like I've been at home like for all day, so I'm like, I have to do something while I'm
mm.
here. So it's like, do I barricade myself at home or do I go see this movie I don't want to see?
I mean, I would prefer to just stay at home, me personally, but like,
That's true.
I
But see,
like
but
being alone, just
this is
just in
true. This
general.
is true. I don't. I mean, I do too, but it is my friends, and I haven't seen them in a while. So I think on Saturday, I think we are planning to go see Venom, and yeah, that'll. If that is the case, I'll update you next week on my thoughts. But I
Okay.
mean, I think I know how this is gonna go. Fair warning.
And um, I've actually seen a few reviewers who legitimately were excited for this movie end up not liking it. So like, I
Yeah.
don't think it's just everyone went in expecting to hate us. They did. Quite a number of people who actually wanted to like it ended up not liking it. So like, do I think it's as bad as a 30? Probably not. Like, there there are quite a few movies that deserve what they got. Suicide Squad, honestly, I think is a bit high. BVS, I think that's
About
27. I
right.
think 27 is too low. Like, that's
Damn.
structurally, it's a mess. Visually, it's
But,
gorgeous.
right.
Just the cinematography is actually pretty good, just overall.
Yeah,
I
it
don't
just
think
doesn't
it
make
deserves to be a
sense.
27. It's bad. It is a bad movie, but
Yeah.
like 27,
Oh
no,
yeah.
no, I don't think so. But
Exactly.
I don't know if 30 exactly is. Like I said, I
Um,
haven't seen it. You haven't seen it, but like, if you do end up seeing it,
yeah,
let me know if it deserves 30.
I'll probably text you like immediate reactions like as I'm leaving a theater and be like, yeah, I'll be like, yeah. So remember Rotten Tomatoes? Yeah, they were a little generous with that 30%. Oh man.
Mm. Well, apparently there were quite a number of people who didn't care what the Rotten Tomatoes score would be because this movie made over 205 million its opening weekend worldwide. So on a 100 million budget, you can almost guarantee there are going to be sequels. Hooray!
Oh. Good. But you know what? I mean, they doubled their budget in what, one weekend?
Yeah,
So I mean, good for them. They did. I mean, they made money. They made a lot. I mean, well, a lot of money. They had a lot of, what's the word? Was it return? Product, not product.
return on
What's the word?
investment,
Yeah, that too. Yeah, we're just gonna go with that.
profit,
I
or
forgot. Yes, that's the actual
okay.
business word I was thinking of.
Profit.
I don't know why I couldn't think of a third grade word, but you know what I
It
mean.
happens.
That stuff. But but yeah, it's like they made a profit, so all they care about is like, all right, we're gonna make another one, and then apparently this Dark Knight-esque trilogy is apparently gonna be underway. So who knows how that's gonna go?
I
But
don't know.
hopefully they'll do. It'll be similar to Last Airbender. This, definitely getting a sequel, and then you just don't hear about it. But we'll see.
I mean,
Who knows?
Last Airbender didn't make $205 million though.
It's true. This is true. That movie was just. That was like a single digit. Should have been a
whatever,
single digit
whatever
Rotten
that,
Tomatoes.
whatever that movie has on Rotten Tomatoes, half that, and I think you're still being generous. Even if it's like a 9, half it, you're still
Half of
generous.
the 4.5, no higher. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see Venom even coming close to breaking even come close to breaking $1 billion. It might get up to 500, 600 million, but I don't know even about that high. But for the first outing in this Spider-Man universe,
Mm-hmm.
around 500, I'm sure they'll be happy with it.
Yeah, I'm about to say I cap it max 450 million. I feel like that's the solid cap for me. What I think it's gonna make, but I'll be honest, I'm surprised at 200 they made it so far. But it's I think it's more of people just wanted to see what they were getting into because what we did see in the trailers, the Venom part was actually pretty good. It's just a lot of we knew the story probably is more likely going to be bad because they're kind of just making up on the fly because the real Venom story can't happen if there's no Spider-Man. So how well they can just make up something and we'll see. But yeah,
yeah, and I don't like rooting for movies to fail. I just
yes, you do.
No, I don't. Usually, not usually. I don't try to at least. But ideally, if this movie had been bad and actually had done worse, Venom would have been in the MCU faster. So this is just another hurdle Marvel have to get over for
Yeah.
the Sony still being stubborn like they always are.
Yeah, and that is a little disappointing because, I feel like, especially with this MCU, a Venom character would be really good, especially with, how Tom Holland and, the suit. I don't know how exactly the symbiote would work with, the suit, since this is more like an Iron Man-ish suit.
Mhm.
Kind of how it's more technical than just kind of just a costume.
Yeah,
But I wonder if that would play a part into the symbiote at all. But
that could be cool, actually.
right?
Yeah.
Like a darker AI voice. Like the voice of the symbiote is actually takes over Karen as a different AI or something like that or something crazy. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah. Huh. But we'll never see it, so oh well.
It'll be the new Spider-Man 3 maybe. And then there'll be no emo dancing.
It's not really that surprising that Venom actually did this well. The trailers looked decent, I guess. And Venom's he's a pretty big name. He's the Spider-Man villain. Do you think Morbius even has a chance of doing even half this well?
No, because one, nobody knows. Unless you read comic books or you just remember the '90s cartoon, no one knows who Morbius is.
Yeah.
So they're just gonna think it's some weird Twilight spin-off, and then oh, it just happens to be a Marvel somehow. So no, I don't think Morbius is gonna do nearly as well as Venom.
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't know if Sony understands why the Marvel Cinematic Universe worked because they started with Iron Man, who ended up being a very successful character, and then they went Thor, Hulk, or Thor, Hulk. They went Hulk for a second, but we won't talk about that one. Thor, Captain America, etc. into the Avengers, and then after they got their core Avengers sequels, then they went to the Ant-Mans and the Guardians and whatnot. They went to the weird out there ones,
right?
And it felt justified. Whereas with this, you start with Venom, your biggest character. You don't go to Silver Sable or Black Cat or any other more recognizable Spider-Man villain. You go to Morbius, who I didn't know existed until they announced the Morbius movie. So I don't think they know how this is supposed to work.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like yeah, the obvious choice should have been like a black cat, like you said, like a very recognizable person for
Mhm.
even the not big time Spider-Man fans. So like a Morbius is something that's definitely gonna be like everyone's like, what? What? And it's like, oh, well, then people are like, oh, well, but no one knew who the Guardians of the Galaxy were, which, granted, was true. However, it's like when you have all these other movies on your resume doing great, and
Mhm.
then you try to throw something out of left field, people are more likely to respond well to it. You don't just throw it out of nowhere, like you
Yeah.
said. So, like, yeah, I don't see this going well, especially if, depending on like how like the general consensus on Venom turns out to be over time. I know a
Mhm.
lot of fans probably saw it opening weekend just because they're really excited for the character, but I think as the movie kind of is out longer, just people in general start seeing and start forming opinions, we'll see how that affects future productions.
Yeah. And also with Guardians, it came out the same year as Captain America: Winter Soldier, so it had a
Mm.
bit of buffer room. Like if Guardians didn't do all that well, Captain America was still a fantastic movie. Whereas with Morbius, the way the way Sony is structuring this universe right now, they're only doing one movie a year, maybe once every 2 years, even.
Right.
Just the way
Oof.
they're scheduled. Because I think Morbius isn't actually going to be out until either late 2019 or 2020. Um, so there's not really going to be a buffer if Morbius doesn't really do all that well. And if that doesn't do that well, we have to wait another year for another Spider-Man-less Spider-Man movie. If it's another character we don't care about, I just feel like they might lose steam, or at least they
Yeah.
might lose what steam they had off of Venom.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. And like, especially that's the kind of the thing with doing productions like once every like year or 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
Like you pretty much get one swing, and if you miss, I mean,
Oh well.
too bad. Yeah, like it's just over. But it's kind of just like we'll see what they do. But again, I don't agree with this Morbius call. I don't like the call at
No.
all. But
Mm-hmm.
someone's gonna make it.
Whatever. Maybe that movie will actually be a masterpiece, even though Jared Leto's connected to it. I don't know. Well, let's see, I
Yeah,
guess.
we'll see about that.
Another movie that we'll just have to wait and see if it's any good or not. Aquaman.
Ooh.
They released a 5-minute trailer for this movie.
Mm.
Did you see this thing?
I did not see this
You
thing.
didn't?
No, I
Oh,
heard about it, but I don't know. I've been busy
that's
lately
fair. That's fair.
in school and all that. I heard about it, and I heard it was a long. I know it was 5 minutes. I just heard it was a
It's
longer one.
5 minutes.
5 minutes. Is it any good?
Let's just put it this way: DC has always been very, very good about crafting good trailers.
This is true.
That
This is
first
true.
Justice League trailer looked very, very good, even though that ended up not really being a representation of what the movie itself was.
Right?
But it's still up in the air whether or not the Snyder Cut would have been any good in the first place. The Bohemian Rhapsody Suicide Squad trailer, fantastic because it
Mm-hmm.
was set to that song. The first two BVS trailers actually looked pretty
Mm-hmm.
good. Wonder Woman looked good because that was a good movie. Um, and the past few Aquaman trailer, or actually the Aquaman trailer we got at Comic Con, it looked fine. It didn't really make me care about it, but like it wasn't necessarily the worst trailer I'd ever seen. This 5-minute trailer thing actually looked kind of good. Like
Mm-hmm.
uh, all the effects actually look good. The big battle sequence that they showed, maybe a bit too much of, looked really good. There was a giant crab creature, these like evil
Ooh.
seahorse looking things. There was this
Ooh.
chase through the street with some of Black Manta's minions chasing after Queen Mara, and Black Manta and Aquaman fighting.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I feel they might have shown a bit too much of it, which I know the director said on Twitter that this 5-minute thing isn't the entire movie, because a lot of people were worried about that because they've had a track record of showing all the movies,
Right.
especially BVS, Suicide Squad, etc.
All their movies.
Oh yeah, even Wonder Woman, like a lot of it was already in the trailers. And he said, there's way more to be seen, and like I'm sure there is, but I just can't help but feel like a lot of the good stuff you've already seen.
Hmm.
I don't know. Maybe a third trailer will come out down the line and it'll actually, you know, make it look even better. I still don't really care to watch
Well,
it, but I care more than I did after the first trailer, I guess.
fair enough.
Although I've
Okay.
seen the pretty much half the movie already, so like it, I guess I
I
don't
was
really
like,
know what
you're
that
already
says.
engaged, and you might as well. I think that's the new strategy with trailers. They show you so much that you feel like you need closure to how to end because they've already seen half the movie. So you have to actually see it to see how it all ends.
But
That might be their new thing. They used to not show you enough. Now they show you everything. So you're like, okay, well, I got to see how we get from here to here.
but
And
then when you
then,
do actually you see the movie, you're just anticipating those things, and
exactly.
you kind of stop caring about what's happening in the moment and just worry about, hey, when is this thing happening? Like in Batman versus Superman, the entire movie, I was very confused as to where that Batman warehouse fight was. I was like, well, that did they not put it in? Does it happen later? We're half an hour left. Is it? Yeah, okay,
Yeah,
it happens now.
sure,
Okay,
fine.
literally like most the all those boring parts with Lois Lane, I was just thinking, where is that Batman scene?
I was promised Batman beating the crap out of people in a warehouse. I'm not leaving till I get what I came for.
I,
And then it happens. You're like,
I,
all right, I can leave now.
I wish I left.
No, I mean, hindsight 2020. But
Yeah. So yeah,
but
Aquaman. You know, it, it might be good. It might not be. It. I don't. Regardless of whether or not this movie is actually any good, I have a feeling not many people are actually gonna see it because it's Aquaman,
true.
and no one really cares about him.
Yeah, it's a meme.
A,
Yeah.
because he's Aquaman. Like, I'm not trying to diss Aquaman, but I mean, just there's
No,
still a
no, no,
stigma there.
no. It's understood.
Yeah. Two, he was introduced in Justice League, which, say what you will about that movie, it didn't do very well at the box office, like at all. So no one knows who this guy is, even in this universe itself. And these trailers have been just kind of okay. So like, I'm just not sure how many people are actually going to see it, regardless of how good the movie is.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know. I feel like the only way a lot of people do this is kind of other people, man, it was awesome. So like, 'cause a lot of people are just gonna be like, no, like even though it's not like it's not, it's gonna come out, and everyone's like, like there'll be other stuff coming out because like, what
Mm-hmm.
isn't there like a bunch of other stuff coming out in December, like
Yeah, Bumblebee, Into the Spider Verse,
like
Deadpool
around,
2,
yeah,
um,
exactly, yeah, that's what I'm saying, like.
PG-13 thing. Yeah,
Yeah, it's like, I don't know, do I really want to go see? I'm at the movies and I'm like, that's like the third or fourth thing I want to see. Like, come on,
yeah,
I'm not feeling that.
yeah. I don't know. But one DC project that could actually turn out to be good is Suicide Squad 2, because James Gunn, was fired from Marvel,
Hmm.
has actually signed on to write and maybe direct Suicide Squad 2.
Oh, they just snatched him up off
Yeah,
waivers. Look at
yeah.
that.
Which is kind of ironic because the first Suicide Squad ended up trying to feel like DC's Guardians
Mm,
of the Galaxy and failed at
exactly.
it. So now, the Guardians of the Galaxy director is now directing Suicide Squad 2. So, like, which, like, I don't love the Guardian movies, but, like, I understand why people do. And
Oh
they
yeah,
do work as movies, they're just not my cup of tea.
yeah.
But not my cup of tea is better than a burning
A
public
bad
pile of
movie.
garbage.
Yeah. An actual movie that is not my favorite is better than no movie at all. Right, yeah, no, I like this move. I think this is a smart move for two reasons. One, because you get confident directing,
Mhm.
and two, it's like you have someone with like I think they're trying to like obviously they were trying to like put the same persona, the same kind of feel of the Guardians movie. They throw the songs in there. They try to have them, just like a lighthearted group of people. Like despite them being villains other than
Yeah.
heroes, but I mean the Guardians aren't exactly the most they don't have that. heroic feel. They're kind
They're
of
not
like
villains. They're not like literal
right,
bad guys.
right. But I think with like with the Suicide Squad, especially with Harley Quinn, they're trying to make this more. Oh, she's not evil. She's an anti-hero kind of thing. Which
Okay.
I still don't understand that at all. Like she's a psychopath who murders people, but
Hmm.
no one reads comics anymore. But I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, so I'm like, I guess that's what they're trying to do. So I feel like they're gonna try to just mold them, like you said, into DC's Guardians of the Galaxy.
Hmm.
Which, if they do it right, I'm okay with. If they do it like right, like
Yeah.
whether like it's gonna be how they do it, but I feel like they're gonna probably change a couple characters in and out just because it'd be
Hmm.
easier. Some characters are just kind of messed up or just didn't
Yeah.
use well.
Yeah. They're probably gonna switch out Killer Croc figures or someone like Bane or
Yeah,
King Shark or something. El
yeah,
Diablo's
like
dead,
King
so they're gonna
Shark.
bring someone else in. Maybe Black
Yeah,
Manta. They
another.
could bring Black Manta in since he was introduced in
I think
Aquaman.
that
Yeah.
I think that'd be a good move. Yeah, Black Man would seem like a good guy. Maybe a trying to think who else would be good.
I want to say KG Beast, but he already died in BVS.
Yeah, he's already dead. Oh, I don't know. Maybe Killer Frost. That's what I was
Yeah.
thinking of.
Mm.
That's what. Yeah, I was. That's one of the main staples of like the legit Suicide Squad. I feel like would be a good addition here.
Yeah. And like kind of go back to Black Manta. That's kind of the idea that Suicide Squad was founded on. Take these villains
Right.
that are already well known in their own universes and put them together on a villain team.
Exactly.
Since you have Black Manta there, there's no reason not to use him.
Right.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Assuming he
of course,
doesn't die in Aquaman, which I hope he doesn't.
no. I really hope he dies. I actually really like Black Manta a lot. He's one of those underrated villains I like.
Mm.
And see now I feel like he is gonna die though, knowing DC somehow they've ruined a perfectly good character. But
Yeah. Whatever. So yeah. Hopeful, and also I really, really hope that Suicide Squad 2 is actually rated R. It just one
yeah,
of the many, many problems with the first Suicide Squad was that it wasn't rated R, meaning they couldn't go all out. Killer Croc couldn't eat people. They couldn't be as brutal with the kills. They had to fight rock creatures for some reason, so so they couldn't have the Suicide Squad killing actual people. And just the movie as a whole just felt just bland because these villains couldn't be villains. So I really, really hope Suicide Squad 2 is actually rated R just to
yeah. You can actually
make it
see
feel more
what
realistic, I guess.
right, and it just makes sense. Like obviously, villains are more brutal than heroes, and when heroes are doing pretty brutal things in this universe,
Yeah.
Batman, like
Hmm.
it's kind of like I want to see how bad these villains really are.
Yeah. And also with James Gunn writing it, hopefully Amanda Waller doesn't create the villain of the movie again just because that honestly might be the biggest problem with the first movie.
Yeah.
Just saying something.
Yeah, and that, and just like better character development because the characters were just kind of existing. They didn't really
Hmm.
interact well. They were just kind of bland.
Didn't really interact at
Like
all outside of that bar sequence, even then not
I
really.
feel like but I mean, we'll see. I don't know. James Gunn has, despite who he is as a person or whatever with that whole controversy,
Hmm.
he's got directing skills. So
Yeah.
we'll see what happens.
Yeah. We'll see. Now, time to find out what Disney is up to now. Other than, of course, firing James Gunn, of course. Um,
Got him.
so, this week on, they're remaking that, which is, I'm sure, is going to, come up every
Yeah,
pretty much every other week that we talk about Disney, because they seem to do this a lot.
probably.
Apparently, a live-action Lilo and Stitch is happening.
Why? Why?
I don't know.
That does not need. Okay, that feels very. Why?
I don't
I mean, okay,
know.
like don't get me wrong. I do like Lilo. For all you guys
Yeah,
out
I
there,
love
like,
that movie.
that's what I'm saying. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, Lilo and Stitch is great, but like, they've got so many live action projects supposedly going on. We've got Aladdin supposed to be happening.
Hmm.
We've got Lion King, Little Mermaid. Like, we've got all this stuff going on already.
Mulan, Lady and the
Yeah.
Tramp, I think was happening at one point.
Wait, live action Lady and the Tramp?
Yeah.
Can you even? I don't know.
They're
I'm
making
not
live
into
action
that.
Lion King, so tell them what they can't do.
I know. I just, I mean, I know it's Disney; they can do everything, but like, do you really need to do
No,
everything? Like,
they don't. They don't need to, but they are.
oh my gosh, I mean, Lady and the Tramp, Lilo and Stitch. So okay, my thing is like, why just make live action movies? Like, obviously, I know the answer is money, but like,
Mhm.
why just make live action movies that are exactly like shot for shot the same movies? Because that was my thing with Beauty and the Beast. Like, it
Yeah.
was great, but it's the like I felt like I don't know about you, but my rewatch value for things is very limited.
Mhm.
So like going in, I was expecting like a loose interpretation that was so similar. Like I could still recognize the movie, obviously, but I didn't think it was gonna be like shot for shot, the same lines, the same song, like it was the exact same movie, just real people. Which I know that's a lot of people like that's what live action means, but I mean, I wasn't
Make
expecting
it an
exactly the
adaptation.
same.
Like, do
Yeah,
something
exactly.
different and don't make the stuff you do add in different bad. Like, there's a couple of character moments in Beauty and the Beast that are new and different, but they're not good.
No. Yeah,
Like
and
the
they're
stuff
not.
with that book that can teleport you to any time or place, like that doesn't add anything to the story.
No, it's just kind of thrown in, so it's not. It's like when you throw in a new, like you write a paper for a different class, but you throw in a few sentences, so it's not 100% plagiarism on turn it in. Like they're just like they're like adding little stuff. So it's like, all right, let's not make sure we're not doing the exact same movie, but
Yeah.
it's pretty much the same thing. So I'm like, all
Mm-hmm.
right, sure,
Like
but
maybe they're
yeah,
maybe with Lilo and Stitch they're thinking, Star Wars is big and popular again, so another, quote unquote space odyssey like Lilo and Stitch could work. It,
maybe I'm sticking to my theory of live action Kingdom Hearts movie. I'm just gonna stick with that. Like that's the only reason I'm like, sure, make all the movies you want, because if that
hmm,
happens, I don't care what happens.
okay, that could easily be something that happens down the line. I mean, no, knowing Kingdom Hearts, it would take 12 years to actually make. So,
Oh no, we'll be dead. Like we won't be around for it, but some our ancestors will be able to enjoy
mhm.
a Kingdom Hearts movie that may or may not even be good if it was even done. But I mean, it does.
Yeah. So, I think this movie's planning coming out 2020. So, look forward to that. I guess.
Sure,
I don't know.
sure.
Probably it's just gonna be the original movie, but Stitch is CG. That's it.
I
So
wonder if they'll get legit. I wonder if it'll like be actually legit in Hawaii with like Hawaii people. That'd be kind of
I
cool.
don't
I
see why
think.
not.
Right?
They'll at least get Hawaiian like actors. I would hope.
Yeah, probably. And like it'll be on. Yeah, that would be kind. I'll admit that'd be kind of cool because Hawaii is one of those places. Like like obviously it's a state, but it almost feels like a different country.
Yeah.
So it's like I feel like that'd be kind of cool to like explore that at least kind of through the movie.
Hmm. Yeah. So I don't know. That might turn out good. Might not. I don't know. We'll see.
Don't make money.
So
It's fine.
speaking of live action remakes, um, so the poster for Aladdin was released a couple days ago,
Hmm.
and it was actually released by Will Smith's Instagram.
Hmm.
And a lot of people were kind of theorizing that that's him teasing he's playing the genie, which I would be so on board with.
Yeah, I would. Yeah,
I
I'm
could
pretty
easily see it.
sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that that's what was that not already like announced? Like,
Maybe it was like teased a while ago, but I don't think it's ever been announced.
okay, maybe not like officially, but I was going in like expecting that at this point because
Mm.
like honestly, it makes the most sense. I mean, who else would Will Smith play?
Yeah, I don't know.
Exactly. I mean, they already cast everybody. I mean,
I
unless
don't
they
think
make
he would
him.
play Jafar.
No, no. I mean, I wouldn't be able to take him seriously if he did. Okay, man. So it's like I think he'd be a good G, especially like considering like Robin Williams. Obviously, they wouldn't. I mean, Robin Williams is dead, so I mean, they need another someone with experience in the comedic field as well as the acting community. And, Will Smith's kind of an older actor now, still very good, but not 25 going for Fresh Prince of Bel-Air anymore.
Yeah.
So I feel like I think that'd be a good role. I think he'd do it well.
Oh yeah.
He has that ability to make a big personality. Like he can get that big personality going.
Mm. Yeah. Which is really the only criteria to play Genie. So.
Yeah, and be actually funny and don't be terrible and cringy. But I doubt it. Will Smith's one of my favorite actors.
Yeah. Yeah. And the most important thing involving Disney, Jon Favreau's Star Wars show, The Mandalorian, was officially announced. Thoughts?
I mean, I like Mandalorian stuff. But that's the best arc in the Clone Wars. Just saying, I don't know if you've seen that part yet, but
I haven't gotten quite there yet, but they're getting it's getting there.
Oh, dude, it's the best arc in Clone Wars as of right now. Clone Wars season 7. But I mean, yeah, I like that. I always like the idea of their armor and stuff. Like I like the fets; they're cool. But I mean, a whole thing about it. I don't know. I kind of put that in that category of Star Wars stuff that'd be cool, but do we really need it right now?
That's fair. Yeah.
It's kind of the same category I put like people talking about a Boba Fett movie or even Solo that already happened. And I'm like, I mean, it'd be cool, but I mean, do we really need all this right now? I'm still waiting for original trilogy stuff, or not original, but Old Republic. I don't know why I said original trilogy, but maybe we won't when we get there.
And they'll get to that, but I kind of feel like this might have just been like something Jon Favreau, like a passion project type thing he wants to do. Like
more than likely.
Yeah. Apparently, it takes place 3 years after Return of the Jedi, so that's kind of an era that hasn't really been explored a whole lot in recent Star Wars canon. So I'm down for it personally.
I want to see what happens. Is Luke Skywalker just yep, I'm a Jedi Master, balling around the universe, or what? Yeah. I want to see what it's like immediately after the Empire falls, kind of, because I know, wasn't that the Battlefront 2 campaign, something like that, or something?
Yeah.
Right after. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know that it was still terrible apparently, but apparently that was what it was exploring. So maybe we'll get a decent story about that.
Yeah, hopefully at least decent. So yeah, more information will come out later, but just from the one set photo of the Mandalorian armor, it looks really good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not really excited per se, but I'm definitely interested in especially since Jon Favreau is connected to it. I haven't seen anything of his outside of Iron Man 2 that hasn't been at least solid. So
right, and that was 8 years ago, 7.
8, yeah, 2010, so 8.
Okay, yeah, it's been a while, yeah. So, yeah. He has earned a new chance to redeem himself.
So now, in other nerd news, you know that Mega Man 11 came out recently, right?
Yes, I heard.
And I've actually been playing it. It's been kicking my butt. It is hard. I'm playing in casual mode. It is hard.
Wait, how many difficulties? Is it casual and what is
there's
it?
What is it? Beginner, casual, normal, master, or something like that. There's 4 difficulty levels. I'm playing the second easiest. It's hard.
Okay.
The reason I bring this up is because now that Mega Man is back in the limelight, they announced that there's a Mega Man live action movie happening.
No, why? Don't get me wrong. I like Mega Man. Mega Man is one of those characters that I like, but then when I bring him up, a lot of people are like, "What's that?" And I'm like, but I don't see. They're doing too much with these movies, live action movies, because everything is not meant to be live action.
You're right.
And I think Mega Man is in that realm of things that need to stay animated or video game, TV show, movie, regardless.
Yeah, Mega Man. He's had actually quite a few kind of decent animated TV shows.
Mhm. Oh yeah.
I could easily see like a decent CG movie happening. Like the graphics in the cutscenes and whatnot in Mega Man 11 are like some of them are 2D, some of them are more 3D models. Like either art style would look amazing as
Hmm.
a full on movie. So like you don't need to make this live action.
That's what I'm saying. Like, especially with the history of like live action game movies have been subpar to say the
There
least.
hasn't
So
been
I
a single
mean,
good one. Like the last
I
one,
know, like,
I think the best one. Shoot, what was it? Has like a. I think the best one has like a 47 on Rotten Tomatoes or something like that.
which one was that? Do you
I
know?
think it might have been Rampage actually, the most more recent, the recent Dwayne Johnson. I think it
Oh
has like a 47. That
yeah,
might be the best one.
I forgot about that movie. He made so many movies like at the same time.
All
All
with
kind of
like the
like
same
slipped in the
outfit
crack.
on. It just you can't
Yeah,
tell.
it's like that and Jumanji and what was it? I think it was
Scott,
Central Intelligence or something like that. Was that the one or
that was
was
a
it
few
some?
years ago.
Okay,
Um,
there's a bunch of.
Skyscraper. Is that him?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was the one.
Mhm.
That was the one. Yeah, I swear, skyscraper and God, who just said it?
Rampage.
Yes, those were. I'm pretty sure they did those on the same set
Yeah, and they
at
came
the
out like a month
time.
apart.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, there's no way. Like, not, like, don't get me wrong. Dwayne Johnson is, he's a cool dude. He plays some of his roles are pretty good,
Hmm.
but some of them are pretty like. I mean, it's not even him. It's just the movie just didn't make much
Yeah,
sense. It was like
he's
one of
the
those.
guy that if a movie company, if a movie studio is like, we don't think this movie's gonna do all that well, but let's get Dwayne Johnson with his charisma, name branding, etc.
Mhm.
He'll at least bring people in because of the name, probably. Give
Yeah.
you at least a
And
little bump
I
of that.
yeah, I
But
mean, he can do
yeah,
that kind of stuff. And then people go see movies. Whether or not they do amazing, I mean, that's not up to just him. But,
yeah, but yeah. Mega
you know,
Man live action.
do
I
they have any idea,
it
like,
was
the
just announced
direction, any
that it
kind
was a
of.
thing.
Okay.
I don't know. Like, we're already getting a Sonic live action movie. Like we don't need more of this.
That's what I'm like, live action is not for the video game world, you know? Like, look at what happened to, they tried to make they tried to make Assassin's Creed. And I mean, that
It was
was,
awful.
yeah, like, I
Tomb
mean, that
Raider was
actually.
kind of bad,
Oh,
etc. Like I can keep naming things. They're all
gosh.
really
Oh,
really
yeah.
bad.
Yeah, what
Resident all
happened
the
to
every single Resident Evil movie has been
Oh,
terrible.
Tony, let's not even talk about that. But no, wait, what happened to Tomb? I forgot that new Tomb Raider movie like just came
Yeah,
out this year.
mhm.
I haven't heard anything about it once it came out.
Because it was really bad.
That's how you know it was bad. I mean, it's like you didn't hear a soul talk about it. I'm like, dude, that's rough.
Hmm.
But but the new game looks good. I'll say that. Shadow of the Tomb
Yeah,
Raider, that looks pretty dope.
yeah.
But
Yeah, it should have just stayed a game, but whatever.
yeah, I mean, I could. There's a lot of things that should have just stayed a game or a TV show,
Mm-hmm.
or like, keep things where they need to be. Don't try to bring things because everyone's trying to make things movies because then movies make the most money. Which
Hmm.
I mean, economically it makes sense unless the product you're trying to move is not convertible, and it's like,
But when you make 6 Resident Evil live action movies, none of them are good.
is there really that many?
There are 6.
I
The
did
sixth
not
one is
think
called The
there.
Final Chapter. I don't even believe that.
I thought there was only like 3 or 4. I did not know there were
There
six.
were 6. And none
That's
of them
not
have been
counting.
any good. Yet the studio decided, hey, we're thinking about making a Monster Hunter movie. Let's give this guy with the same actors the rights to make this movie. Why would you do that? Why would you give the same people the ability to make this other movie of a franchise? Like, they already ruined one 6 times.
Because it's like maybe if we dust it off, put a different color bow on it, the people won't notice and they'll like it. And then the people are like, "Wow, you think we're dumb, don't you?" And then they just throw it back and spit it back in your face. But I mean, I'm not a movie man. I don't make movies. I just watch the ones I like, and sometimes my friends force me to see ones I don't really want to go see. But it's fine.
Just like I don't want to go into every video game movie expecting it to be bad, but we've had what 25, 30 years of experience of bad superhero movies to tell us there's no reason to make this live action Mega Man movie even like a thought in your mind because it's going to be bad.
Yeah, it's like, bro, video game movies don't work well. Like, I know there's gonna be that one movie at one point that makes it work, but
Mm,
I don't think Mega Man's the character to do it with.
I don't
And
know.
I love Mega Man, but keep him on the console, man.
Like really,
Yeah.
the only games that could be made live action and actually good are like ones that are already basically movies in their own right, like
Hmm.
Last of Us or Uncharted or
Yeah,
Tomb Raider should have actually been kind of like that because it's kind of already to that point where most of it's just cutscenes and
yeah.
very realistic gameplay anyway. You think it just would translate well, but apparently it didn't.
Mm. Mm. I think, but a lot of it people don't anticipate when they change something from game to movie is like a lot of times the interaction is a big part of
Mm,
that, and
yeah,
like obviously you can't interact in a movie, so what I'm
yeah.
saying yeah, that'd be crazy if they had like um time. What is it? What is it like the timing things we have to like press buttons and stuff?
Uh,
Shoot.
quick time events.
Yeah, quick time events in the theater. Like if everyone wasn't like on time and
The movie
like
was just in.
yeah, no, usually like, the character would just die or something. It was like and they had to re. That'd be kind of cool.
that
Quick time events in the theater. I don't. I mean, I don't know. That'd probably be dumb, but I think it'd be an interesting experience.
I don't I don't really know if it
Like
could
it.
work for a. I can see that working with like after AI gets really advanced
Yeah.
and like you can like procedurally generate CG or animated movies. Like something like that could easily happen, but at this
Oh,
point, I think it would take too much effort to like
yeah.
film like 14 different endings if like some people didn't
Oh yeah.
die.
No, that'd be.
Yeah, that.
So much effort. But no, it'd be funny. Like, imagine like the scene from the Spider-Man Homecoming where like the boat and then like everyone has to like mash the button in their chair or something. Like, come on. You try
Hmm.
to like, I don't know. I just feel like that would be pretty entertaining.
Hmm.
You like,
Like maybe 20
immerse-
years down the line, we'll get there. But right,
oh yeah, but
it
like
could be fun.
now, yeah, no. But I mean, eventually I think that'd be kind of cool at least, or at
Hmm.
least like when they started with like mini movies they have like between previews or something like that. You have to help.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of cool.
Hmm. Yeah. Mega Man. Yeah. Okay. And
Sure.
also, like the story of Mega Man, it's so simple. Mega Man, hey, Dr. Wily has corrupted these 8 other robots. Go stop them in 8 different levels, and then hey, go stop Wily. Like, there's not. It would just be like Scott Pilgrim, which is a movie you should watch. Is kind of similar to, like, has a very kind of similar structure to this, where like the majority of the movie is like build up, action scene, build up. Like
Mhm.
essentially, there's like 7 bosses that Scott Pilgrim has to go through in order to end the movie basically, and like
Mhm.
I could easily see something similar to that happening. Although with Mega Man, I just don't really know what you could do with the in between time. He doesn't really have any other characters outside of Doctor Light to really bounce off of. So it's
Yeah,
just
maybe like roll and rush a little bit, but like
they like I don't know unless
occasionally maybe like Proto Man or something. I don't know. Like
yeah unless they wanted to do like 8 different movies each focusing on a different robot
oh
master. That'd be too
no
much.
no
Yeah,
no no no
yeah.
no 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 no. Have we not learned from Resident Evil? What are you doing? No, don't get some ideas.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, ugh. Yeah, we'll see. That's a few years down the line, so we don't have to worry about it for
Yeah,
quite some time.
maybe they'll talk some sense into it and won't do it.
Yeah. Something that's a little closer in the future is Kingdom Hearts 3.
Mm-hmm.
And Square Enix is like, I don't think people have played enough Kingdom Hearts yet, so we're gonna release Kingdom Hearts, the story so far, which is Kingdom Hearts 1.5, 2.5, and 2.8, all for $40.
Yeah, no, it's funny because we made this joke about the Kingdom Hearts 2.999 like months ago, and this is the real one. I swear. No, I remember you like they're gonna have 2.999 and like basically that's what we got right now. It's funny because like I love how they just like put games together and just resell it. Like if we already bought the game though, why would I buy it again if I don't you buy like if I buy the separate pieces, but then you try to sell me all the pieces put together, like I already have everything.
Yeah. And if I'm not mistaken, wasn't each of these individual already $40? Like 1.5
Yeah.
and 1.5 is 40, 2.5 is 40, etc.
Like well, initially when they came out, yeah, absolutely. Like if not more, but like I mean, some of them admittedly were like on other consoles, like one was on PS3 and stuff like that. But like they've already released 1.5 and 2.5 and 2.8 for the final chapter. But like I have all of them individually already on PS4.
Yeah.
So like I don't need to buy anything new. I already have what I need. And they're like, oh, buy them again, and I'm like, why would I do that? I don't. Well, no, there's no the new one's coming out in like 3 months now. Why would I waste money that I'm probably like not that I need the money as bad, but I mean it's like that just doesn't that's not practical. Who's gonna?
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess if someone really wants to get started before they can do that, but like
I kind of feel like October 30th isn't enough time to get through all of this before Kingdom Hearts 3 comes out.
I mean, unless you're just not busy, you can run through like how many games? That's at least like 4 games, if not more, and then like hours of cinematics. So like you'll be busy.
Yeah.
But I mean, 4 games, couple, that would take a while. Like, I mean, you could, but I mean, you wouldn't have a job, so I don't know how you would buy Kingdom Hearts 3 anyway. But like details.
Yeah. Yeah, for the people who haven't played Kingdom Hearts yet, I guess this is for them. Although again, like it's coming out October 30th, which is arguably too close to Kingdom Hearts 3, which is ironic because it's 3 months, but still these are long games. I don't know if someone would, if after you've played all of these games, you gotta be burnt out with Kingdom Hearts and not want to play Kingdom Hearts 3 when it comes out.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm on hiatus from Kingdom Hearts just so I don't, like, run out of game. Because, like, my brother had that problem because he was going through Birth by Sleep. He's like, dude, I'm done. I can't. I'm like, dude, the new one's going. He's like, bro, give me till the end of the year, and then when January comes, I'm back.
There's your problem. He was playing Birth by Sleep.
Okay, Birth by Sleep is not that bad. Like, it's like, Chain of Memories is on the bottom for sure, and then all the other ones are kind of filling it. Like Kingdom Hearts 2 is my favorite personally. I've played that game too much, but but it's like all the other ones outside of Chain of Memories is like I think they're pretty good.
Okay.
Like Dream Drop Distance is really good. And then I like Kingdom Hearts 2 the best, and then it's Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep, then Kingdom Hearts 1. And then, kind of the rest of them kind of just fill in there. But, like, I mean, I don't know. There's a lot of games. So, like, you can easily get burned out if you're not careful. Because, I mean, especially if you're putting them on, like, critical mode or, like, whatever. Like, you're not just casually running through them. Like, they're going to take some time. Like, they're not... By any means, you have to put in, 99 hours or anything like that. I mean, you're not going to beat it. You're obviously not going to beat it in a day.
If I know, I told you either a podcast or two ago, if they have all 3 of these come out on the Switch, I might play them. This is an opportunity for that to happen. So, like, I might do it. I don't know.
Your life will change, dude. It'll be like, bro, I get it, and I'm like,
I watched that video you sent me.
Do tell.
I had to take breaks because it was just all a lot.
That's a lot.
But I think I got through it all. I got through.
Okay.
Pretty sure I did. Yeah, but like it, I I understand. I think I understand.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's good. That's good. Yeah, it's a good bit of stuff. There's a lot of people that are the same person but
Mm.
different. But you gotta like the thing is you gotta keep track of names because keeping track of faces won't help you because a lot of people have the exact
Names,
same face.
no.
I
I'm
know,
so
exact
bad with
some
names.
I am too. Believe me, I am too. But a lot of people have the same face and the same voice but
Mm.
different names. So like you have to just work with it. But it's okay.
Mm.
You got time. It'll be okay. But yeah, it's confusing, but that's the way we like
Mm.
it, I guess. So.
Yeah. Speaking of names, oh yes, okay. Uh, PS or PlayStation has finally allowed you to change your PlayStation name, but there's a caveat. This has been something people have been wanting for years, ever since PSN was
Mm,
a thing, and it finally came out. And Sony was like, "Okay, we'll allow you to change it for free for the first one."
mm,
If you don't have PlayStation Plus, it's $9.99. Although you have to have PlayStation Plus to play online now anyway. So like, what's even the point of having that option? I don't know.
wait, is it really $10?
If you don't have PlayStation Plus, if you have PlayStation
Uh,
Plus, it's $5.
oh, you said, bye. No, man.
You get one
This is
free, but then
no.
$5 just to change a freaking name.
Yeah, I'm
Come
telling you,
on.
why do I feel like they?
How
It's
much
like
money do you need?
it's like rich people acting like when they're poor. Like you got all this stuff, and you don't need to be scraping the bottom of the barrel. You're doing fine, and they're doing all this petty small stuff. Like you don't need to,
This
you
is
don't have to
so
beg for
petty.
change. You got money. Like,
So
dude, what are you
petty.
doing? I don't know. Like, and who would it's just like who would like it's the audacity of like why would you charge? It's like charging people for water. Like that should
Hmm.
it's something that should be free, but the fact that you're charging me for it just makes me mad.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, it would be as if you go to a restaurant, you order the water expecting it to be free, and you get a glass of water, and that glass of water is free, and they come later and be like, "Hey, do you want a refill?" Sure. And you get your bill, and why did you pay me for? Why did you charge me for water?
Yeah,
Like,
that is a
the
good.
first one's free when you get a refill. I charge you refill. It's like, but
Yeah,
it's
see,
water.
see, especially stuff like that. You're just like,
It's not like it's
that's just
hard to do.
that underhand. I'm
All you,
disappointed. PlayStation. I
all
do not
you
approve.
like. So, Nintendo and Xbox, they let you change your name willy nilly, just like it's nothing. Like,
Mhm.
what gives? Yeah.
No excuse. No excuse.
And just they have the audacity to be like, oh, if you have PlayStation Plus, you get a $5 discount, even though it costs $10 extra to have, or even a lot more than that at this point.
Probably more
ten
than
to twenty
that.
dollars extra just to have PlayStation Plus in the first place. No, actually, no, getting that confused with Xbox because Xbox Live is like 40, Xbox Live Gold I think is 60.
Oh my.
While PlayStation just PSN is free, but in order to play online you have to get PlayStation Plus now. So
How does that work? I don't
on
understand.
the PS3 you didn't need PS Plus to play
Right.
online, but now you
Right.
do on the PlayStation 4. It's, yeah, I don't know.
So much work. That's why I
So yeah,
don't
you're
play
paying
online. I
60
just play games
bucks
for myself.
to play online and get a $5 discount to change your name. It's like, oh, that is so scummy.
Like why? It's like it makes me feel gross. Like, oh, why would you do
Like,
that?
you would think, yeah, is that technically a perk? Yes. But at
Yes.
the same time, you don't need a gamer tag if you're not playing online anyway. So like changing your name is irrelevant to those people. Like it should be a thing. If you don't have PlayStation Plus, you can't change your name, period. But if you do, you can. Boom. That's so much easier.
I'm just trying to make money. See, it's stuff like that. It's like the really selfish trying to get money stuff that's going to make people mad.
hmm
Because, like, dude, why? Because, like, they obviously don't need to do this. Like, there's no reason to do this just to make, a little more money, but
Yeah.
people, I don't know, not that people are going to revolt from PlayStation, especially when, like, they're starting to make PlayStation exclusives that are pretty solid, a la Spider-Man. But, I
Yeah.
mean,
Still, it's just. And people got mad at Nintendo for having to charge $20 a year for their online. It's not very good.
mm,
It's $20 online, but still, you have to pay for it
yeah.
now. People freaked out over that. Yeah, it's perfectly okay for you to have to spend $5 to change your gamer tag. Like, oh my gosh.
It's just it's just what people are used to. Like if people are used to getting ripped off, they're not like
Yeah.
they're not mad when it happens. When they're not used to it and it happens, they're like
Yeah.
whoa, whoa, whoa,
Like they're not
hey,
used to getting ripped
hey.
off by Nintendo. But then when they give you a deal where only $20 a year, oh, that's the worst thing ever. It's like,
Exactly. But
okay. Granted, like I said, it's not great. I'm not going to defend what they're giving you. All I'm saying is what they're giving you is worth $20. So
yeah, it's like you get what you
it's a give
pay
and
for,
take. I
and
don't
it's
know.
$20 a year. It's not like
Yeah,
$20 a month. Like
yeah. I don't know. Hopefully, just like with a Fortnite crossplay, enough
mm,
people will speak up and they'll be like, "Okay, fine, we messed up. You messed up. You can change it for free." But
yeah.
that
I
might
don't know.
take
Do
a
you
while.
think? That's what I'm saying. Do you think the companies are going to start doing that with everything that the people don't like? Because I mean, I don't know. I feel like that might be a once every in a while thing. I don't think that's going to happen for every little thing that
It
the
depends
fans
on
start hating.
just how many people do change their tag multiple times. Because, like I said, this has been something people have wanted ever since the PS3, like in like
Mm,
'06 or whenever PSN started. You could play online, and now that they're giving it to you, but you know you have to pay for it after a certain point. This, I don't know. I feel a lot of people just aren't going to do it. So we'll see exactly how much people actually pay for this, if any at all. Which I wouldn't be surprised if some Sony diehards be like, I'm going to change my name just to give you money, but not many people are sure going to do that.
no, but
So in the last bit of weird news, so last week Patty Jenkins and Margot Robbie, both their names were trending on Twitter. And my
okay.
mind immediately jumped to, okay, maybe there was some DC blowout of
Mm-hmm.
information that happened in Wonder Woman and Suicide Squad or Birds of Prey, whatever, he got new information. Actually, it turns out, this is just a rumor, but um, apparently Patty Jenkins might be directing a Barbie movie starring Margot Robbie.
Like the doll Barbie.
Yeah. Yeah. That could be a thing.
All right. I'll see you later. No, I'm kidding. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No, not gonna rage quit. No, I'm better than that. But I mean, okay. Here's what I'll say.
Mm,
The Barbie movie, there's a lot of history behind Barbie,
mm,
like a lot of history. And depending on how they go about this, I mean, this could be, if this is just a sad cash grab because not as many people are buying Barbies, I assume I actually don't know. I mean, I don't
no
keep
idea.
tabs on that. But like, I assume maybe now that now that technology is a bigger thing, people don't buy Barbie dolls as often. So maybe they're trying to like reintroduce that to the newer generation of girls for Barbies. But I
Yeah.
mean, all right, I guess.
I
I don't know.
guess.
I
I
don't know
mean,
how I feel about that. Like, is this supposed to be like a kids? I mean, I'm assuming it's a kids movie. I don't know. Like,
I guess
maybe.
like
Are they trying to do like,
ideally these are the right people to do it because Patty Jenkins
yeah,
before Wonder Woman she mainly did romantic comedies,
hmm,
and Margot Robbie I could easily see her being a
yeah? I
Barbie.
mean,
That just kind of makes sense.
yeah. I mean, that would totally work. I mean, she kind of has the look. So,
Mm. So
but I mean,
I'm assuming it would be a kids movie, or rated
I mean,
PG at least. But I don't.
Yeah, probably like.
I don't know.
Mm, mm. I just think they're gonna make like spin-offs like Malibu Barbie and like a Doctor Barbie, like all these like like I'm imagining all these
Hmm.
spin-offs just like oh so much free advertisement.
Yeah.
Like oh my goodness. I mean I mean you gotta do what you gotta do on the one hand. Do we know who's making it or anything? Like I mean obviously like Barbie, but like a studio or anything behind
I
it or
didn't write that down. I didn't. I just it's just funny to me, so I put it down. I didn't think about any
mm,
information outside of Patty
okay. Yeah, no,
Jenkins'
I mean I don't expect too much digging. I was just kind of like maybe he noticed I was like I didn't expect you to come back with all the specs, but I mean,
Probably Warner
Barbie
Brothers.
movie.
Just they seem to be have their hands in a lot of
Yeah.
things, but I don't know.
Yeah, and I mean, these are, Margot Robbie and Penny. That would be how they're connected anyway,
Mm,
so I
yeah,
could see that. But
yeah,
all right, sure. Barbie, there's a movie for everything now, so
true.
why not
We're
Barbie?
getting a
Why
Mega Man
not?
movie, so why not Barbie?
Be who you want to be,
Yeah.
like, wow, I'm so sorry about that. I'm so sorry.
Anyways,
I thought it would be clever, and now I'm just
it
disappointed
it was
in
almost
myself.
clever. You're
It was
almost there.
it was almost clever. Good job. Uh,
Oh,
yeah.
to pull us away from this gripping conversation. Time to time to move on to Nerd Clash.
Boom, boom.
This week I have something special for us.
Oh, goody.
Um, there have been quite a few bad superhero movies, right? We're kind of in the era of the superhero movie renaissance or whatever,
Mm,
but there have been some stinkers out there,
indeed.
and a significant portion of those came from 21st Century Fox. And I thought today we would determine which is the worst by pitting what I deem to be the two worst X-Men Origins Wolverine against Fantastic Four, the 2015 trash one. Which is a worse
You already
movie?
know. You already know which one I'm picking. Like, you already, I don't even care. No, I don't, you could, literally, dude, don't get me wrong. Like, X-Men Origins is not no means my favorite movie, but dude,
Mm,
come on, man. Okay. I will say I haven't seen the Fantastic Four movie.
that's fair.
However,
It's bad.
no one's seen the movie, so it's okay. Oh man.
Now that is kind of the natural conclusion I thought we would get to, but
Yeah.
let me just have one counterpoint in favor of Wolverine being worse.
Okay.
Fantastic Four originally was maybe going to have a sequel and maybe going to be connected to the X-Men in some capacity. Probably not. That was just, high hopes.
Mm,
It ended up not actually being connected to anything. X-Men Origins Wolverine had 8 years of lore behind it.
I did have a
And this was,
lot.
the origins of Wolverine. Never have I before seen any movie just take a movie's canon or a movie franchise's canon, crumble it up into a ball, lit fire to it, throw it out the window, pick it back up, put it into a shredder, throw it into a volcano, and then nuke the volcano before.
And then the planet blows up.
Yes. And then just Death Star it. Never have I ever seen a movie do that to a movie's canon. Because there are very specific points specifically in X2 where it kind of has flashbacks to Wolverine's past, how he
Right.
became Wolverine. There have been other hints, and uh, this movie just didn't do that at all. Sabretooth was in X1. Yeah, he's a
Mm-hmm.
completely different character in Origins.
Sure.
Cyclops, who was theoretically should have gotten his own origin style movie, was just in this one for some reason. They ruined Deadpool because why not?
They did ruin Deadpool. He got
Uh,
redeemed though.
he did, true, but just there are so many just little things that if this movie wasn't connected to to the grander X-Men universe as a whole, which arguably I think Days of Future Past may not canon anymore, but still,
Yeah.
if it weren't at the time connected to this larger universe, it wouldn't be as bad as it was. But because this was the earliest one in this movie timeline, it just dismantles all of it if you think even just a little bit about it. So,
Yeah.
and they had to explain away so much in order to make X-Men 1 actually happen. It made the entire movie irrelevant. Just
Yeah, it's like the point of an origin movie is to like explain how you get to a point, but they write themselves into a hole they have to write themselves out of in the same movie.
yeah.
It's kind of like, why didn't you just not do this problem that you made
Like if
yourself?
you just made him, the Wolverine towards the end of the movie and had the big final action scene, him breaking out of the that facility without his memories, boom, you have Wolverine. But no, he had the experiment done to him like halfway through the movie.
Hmm.
Then they had to retake his memories away. Like it just,
It was just kind of stupid.
yeah. Like now, I'm not at all saying that this movie is actually worse than Fantastic. Giving, I was just saying why I felt that would be the
Yeah,
best
for
fit
the
against
sake
it.
of argument, you did a
Yeah,
good job. You did a good
yeah.
job.
Fantastic is just
Yeah.
it's.
It's like however,
However,
there comes a point. Okay, it's just that. All right, like a lot of time. Like there's every couple of years there's that Fantastic Four movie that you see a trailer for and you're like, all right, this is gonna like people are gonna talk about it for like before up to it, and then as soon as it drops, you're never gonna hear about it again. And it's funny because it happened the first time, it happened the second time, but this time it just
was worse
got.
somehow. How was it
I mean, it was.
worse?
That's what I'm saying. Like, it was noticeably worse than
Hmm.
the terrible ones that came before it, and
Yeah.
that's saying a good bit. I mean, it's like it was like a noisy quiet. Like you didn't hear anything about it, but you noticed it
Hmm.
bad, and it was just like man, because I don't know why, but I feel like there was just more people talking about it. I don't know if it was just because of like
Because of how bad it
people.
was. It has a
Yeah.
9 on Rotten Tomatoes. Or does it
Oh,
had a 9?
and like nine, like
Yeah.
Catwoman. Oh goodness, hold on. I gotta find out. Oh, I have to see this for myself.
Might have risen or lowered by then, but I'm pretty sure at least at one
Nope,
point it has a
it's a
9.
nine.
Yes.
It's a nine. Oh my, single
You don't even
digits.
deserve
Yeah.
double digits, baby.
Okay, now hold on. What's X-Men Origin
Yeah,
Wolverine?
yeah.
Is
Just for the
it's a
sake of
30.
argument.
Okay, it's a 37 to a 9. Like I know Rotten Tomatoes is the end all be all, but like, dude, it's on. The movie is on par with Catwoman. I mean, like, I don't even like. Do you real? I mean, it's on par with Catwoman. It has the sky beam cliche.
Hmm.
That's like worse somehow, just because of how it got to that point. And then like, oh
And then
man,
you
I don't
have
know.
just the issue of Doctor Doom. A, he doesn't even really need to be in this movie because the reason he's in this movie is because he was trying to establish this dimensional teleporter, and then Reeve Richards just does it without even like them knowing each other, and then Doctor Doom like comes onto the project, even though someone else already did it better than him. He's just kind of there, so Doom doesn't even really need to be there. And then when he finally gets his powers, he's like stupid overpowered. Like there's one scene
Hmm.
where he's just walking down this hallway, an hour and a half in, no, almost 2 hours into this 2.5 or 2 hour 15-minute movie.
Oh
We're
my, that's a
almost at
long
the
movie.
end, and the only action scene of the pretty much the entire movie it starts with Doctor Doom walking down this hallway, just blowing people's heads up left and right, just like controlling people, and like no
Hmm.
one can stop him. Like he's stopping bullets and whatnot, and like no, these like military people cannot stop him. And then he finally gets to the other dimension, and the Fantastic Four go and stop him, and he just doesn't do any of that. He throws like rocks at them and stuff, but like he doesn't use any of that power. He just showed that he could
Mm-hmm.
just waste people with. Like it just, I don't understand. And like I said, that was the only action scene of the whole movie, and it was just so disappointing because A, you didn't care about any of these characters involved, and B, it wasn't even good action to begin with. C, like I said, you had the stupid sky beam, like just every single, just essentially, if you had like a paint by numbers bad movie, it's just textbook paint by numbers.
Yeah, so I mean, it was just like I don't know. I just when you're the worst of the Fantastic Four movies, like substantially,
Yeah,
you know things are kind of
you
not
done goofed.
gonna go your way. You know, like there's a reason you're on the bottom. But I mean,
Like, I I think I personally dislike X Men Origins Wolverine more, just because
yeah,
of just how just because of how much it didn't give a crap about its the rest of its universe, and just
right,
how much it messed up Deadpool, and just how it just most of the stuff it did was just bad.
yeah. But
I'm
at
just
least
going.
like at least like so like admittedly a lot of it made sense and it just kind of wrote itself into a whole mid movie and then
Mm-hmm.
kind of read itself out. But at
Also, it's
least
boring. Like most of these movies are boring, but like you don't expect a movie to be boring if it's connected to the X Men. Like,
especially Wolverine, like
yeah, most of the movie is just him figuring out how to use his powers, which like that's fine, but like that's not what we want to see.
yeah, and I mean, like granted, some of the action scenes are pretty good, or at least better than Fantastic Four over here. So
Yeah,
I mean, and it's Hugh Jackman, so it's not totally bad.
yeah. At
Like Hugh
least the movie
Jackman still
has
does.
action sequences,
Yeah, so
plural.
it's not just disappointing that people flailing angrily. Like it's actually things
Hmm.
happening.
Yeah, but yeah, luckily Fantastic Four did not end up being connected to the X Men or its own sequel franchise or whatever. So thank goodness they decided to stop that one cold.
Good call.
Yeah. So yeah, good job, Fantastic Four 2015. You are officially the worst Fox superhero movie.
I think they know. I think they know.
And like probably the weirdest part about that all is the movie had a lot of reshoots, and another director had to come in and basically like redo most of the movie. And like I'm not entirely sure which parts are the original movie, the original director's vision, and which was changed by the studio, because it's all terrible. Even the parts that like don't have Sue Storm's clearly reshoot wig. Like like sometimes one scene she'll have the wig, one scene she'll have her normal hair. The very next scene, Reeve will
Hmm.
have facial hair. The next scene he won't. Like even in the scenes where she or like they have their quote unquote normal outfits that were clearly shot in the original movie, the dialogue is still bad, the interactions are still bad. Like it's just yeah.
It looks like a movie that was due at 11:59 and they finished it at 11:55 and they forgot to finish stuff. Like
Hmm.
obvious mistakes have been made and it's like dude, like not that it was gonna be great regardless, but it's like it's so bad that it looks like it's not even done.
Yeah, and also doesn't help that they went with the whole dark and gritty, because that's what superhero movies need to be. The
Obviously.
the same year Ant-Man came out.
I'm not saying they're just trying to be trendsetters for DC, man. Just like they were trying
Apparently,
to,
they're like, hey, we should
you
do what
know. But I
DC
mean,
did. That universe is doing great. Man of Steel, Superman, the most popular character ever made. That movie made $600 million. I think we can top that. Yeah, yeah. I think we can top that.
Makes like 100. I think it was like
It's like maybe
130.
200 max.
Nope. 168.
Whoa, okay.
Rip.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
Venom did more than that in his opening weekend. Like, actually, Venom did more than that
Yeah.
domestically. Venom did more than that
Yeah.
domestically his opening week.
Ouch. To be fair, I mean, at least okay. To be fair, I think the whole every other Fantastic movies, four movie sucking also had part to do with that.
Yeah,
But like no, no, like this movie's trash. But like when other movies before it have been trash and it's based on the same story, kind of, it's like,
true. Oh well. Okay. Is there any other topic you want to expand on or bring up that we didn't talk
mm.
about today?
one one thing is CW. They recently released pictures of the new Batwoman with Ruby Rose
Oh
or
yeah.
whatever. She looks very comic accurate, which I will give them will get good on because
Yeah.
like she's got the suit, the full suit, the red hair is going, they got the
Hmm.
red lipstick. I didn't see the guns, but I think they're there. But I mean, other than that, the costume looks really good. I think so. It looks legit, like especially for the CW. I'm like,
That's par
okay,
for the
look,
course with every CW. Like,
yeah,
pretty much every single CW show has really, comic book accurate
hmm
outfits and for the most part
yeah,
storylines and whatnot. But like, so for Batwoman, I fully expect her cameo in the crossover this year to be
yeah,
actually pretty good, and then her first season to be also decent.
yeah.
And
I
after
hope
that,
so.
I haven't watched the new season of Black Lightning yet, but like I just have a feeling after this next season it's gonna start going downhill. Just like every other CW show.
Yes, I hate that because the first two seasons of every show are so good,
I mean, Legends of
and then
Tomorrow kind of just fell off a cliff right at the start of season two.
yeah, okay, that's fair. But like, I mean, Arrow and Flash, it like started off like first two seasons of that show so good,
Mm-hmm.
and that third season for both shows, it kind of just takes
Just
that
died.
nose down. And I'm
Just
like,
died. I literally could not get through season. What was that 4 of Flash? Just could not get through
dude, it was hard. It was hard, dude. Like I did it, but I had to force myself to watch it. Like I'm like I was literally like, no, I need to
I
see
might do it eventually, but like just to be a completionist. But like
it. Right?
I
He's
just
like,
after a point, like I don't even think I was really busy the next Tuesday after the Run Iris Run episode. I just
you just
didn't
didn't
feel like
care.
watching.
Because it got boring. Because
Yeah.
the villain was really boring. Like the
Mm-hmm.
thinker, like spoilers if you care, which you don't.
Go.
But like you
Go.
know, like the
They'll save
thinker
me
just
10
got
episodes.
yeah. Okay, the thinker got really boring, and like just his plan was kind of dumb
Mm-hmm.
and didn't really matter, and like it was just
How'd they stop him?
very uh. I don't even know.
Did you
I
forget or is it bad?
remember. Okay, I remember it was dumb. Like it was like they stopped him. I just don't remember how they did it. It was irrelevant. But okay, his plan was he was gonna use a. Wait, am I even thinking of the right thing? I don't even think I'm thinking of the right thing. I don't know. Somehow, some way, he was gonna make everyone like go back to caveman minds. I don't know how he was gonna do it. I don't even remember how he was gonna do it, but like he was gonna make everyone dumb again, and
So
then he was
he's
gonna like
Grodd?
kind of like that Grodd Vandal Savage kind of thing he was kind of going for. Yeah, like kind of like restart the world or something like that because technology apparently has destroyed the world, which made
But
no sense.
he got as smart as he did because of technology.
No, I mean that's the thing. He does it like the person. Like I get it, he's the bad guy, but for someone so smart, his logic is atrocious. It makes
Yeah.
no sense because like everything he's doing is based on technology,
Mm,
but he's trying to destroy it because apparently technology or like innovation of man is a cancer because that leads to people die. I'm like, you realize like people still die without technology, right? Because without medicine, we have all these diseases that we die for. Like it that I don't know. Like it's flawed. I feel like they just kind of had to think of something because they had no other reason other than I'm
mm.
evil. So it kind of makes this dumb thing, and it's kind of just like,
And
all
then
right,
don't they
sure.
bring in like Barry and Iris's daughter from the future
Yeah,
or whatever?
yeah. She just showed. No, she's not even like part of the story. She just shows up at the end. Well, she was in one episode
She's been in one
earlier.
or two. Like she was in the
Yeah, but
coffee
yeah,
jitters. She was at the wedding, but
that's a
like
good one.
she okay.
Yeah, she kind of shows up, and then she kind of at the end she just kind of shows up and like she's like she like broke the past or something or the future, and then that's how the
Oh
season ends.
wow! Isn't that original?
That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like they're gonna do Flashpoint again somehow. The new season started I think
It,
earlier this week. Not that
the
I care,
yeah,
but
but I don't
you know,
care.
like I'll it's like Anne, you know. But I don't know. Like I don't know. It's just man,
Maybe if it all
it's
comes to
funny.
Netflix, I could just binge it real quick and
Yeah.
get it over with.
I wish they would do the thing where they just update Netflix like as the weeks go on. I feel like that'd be
Yeah,
easier, but they're probably just gonna wait till it's over. But I mean, I don't know. Like yeah, like I was saying, like CW shows just have that tendency that after the
yeah,
second season just get awful and
yeah.
just stay awful. Cause like I mean, Flash, I haven't really been in get like Flash. I haven't been engaged in years. Arrow, like season five, I'll admit season five kind of got me back, but then six kind of lulled me back to sleep.
Mm,
But like, you know, it was like, man, what's going on? But I don't know. Hopefully, like Black Lightning's first season was really good.
mm,
Hopefully they'll keep doing that. But it's like I'm just worried because CW has such a history of doing that. So
yeah. And then probably was it probably most likely the first season of Batwoman will actually be decent, if not good. I just hope it. I just hope they get better writers or better producers or just whoever's in charge of making these shows bad. Just stop it.
I don't know. I mean, as long as they don't do a Supergirl and make it all like, yeah, women are strong. Like, of course, women are strong. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, that's a great message, but like, don't make your whole show a PSA. Like,
Yeah,
we got better stuff to do.
yeah.
Also,
But
of course, Supergirl is strong. She's freaking Kryptonian. Like, we get
she's
it.
yeah,
Like,
yeah. So yeah, we'll see. I might look into it after. Uh, I might. Yeah, I might look into it. We'll see.
yeah, yeah, check out the Aquaman trailer.
Yeah, I recommend watching it, the
Yeah, I
Aquaman trailer,
probably
just
will.
to get a feel for probably what the movie's gonna be.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't know. Anything else you want to touch on?
That was it. That was the only thing I wanted to add.
Okay, and with that, we will see you all next time.
Take care.